What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be looking at the brand new contract for a restricted free agent, not for this season, but for next off season, and that's Clayton Keller. He actually signed his extension that won't kick in until next season, an 8-year deal worth just over $57 million, and his AAV is going to be $7.15 million. Now let's waste no more time and look into Clayton Keller's point production, his age, everything. He's 21. Now, this is solid. This is an 8-year deal. Remember that this is going to be buying UFA years for him as well. And when you get into higher years, and you're going to see this conversation come up in my Marner video that's being posted later today, because I wasn't expecting to film another video. So this is actually after I filmed my Marner video earlier. But when you get into longer years of the contract, usually that AAV would go up. Whereas in this contract, it seems like this is a pretty solid number and it's reasonable. And of course, this contract comes through, and already I've been getting William Nylander comparisons. We'll get to that in a little bit. This is about Clayton Keller and the Arizona Coyotes. I really like this deal. In the 17-18 season, Keller had 23 goals and 42 assists for 65 points. In last season, he had 47 and 82. But I believe with the Coyotes getting better this year, they obviously brought in Phil Kessel as well. I think that this point production is going to just go up. And like I said, Keller's only 21. And I think he'll return to being a 20-goal scorer, but he did have a drop in production from 65 points to 47. So that's something to look out for. But with the length of this contract, he will definitely be growing into this deal. And with the numbers that have been floating around for a lot of players, and I always go back to it, but like the Kevin Hayes contract, this is a young guy getting paid for 8 years, which will be a very solid number. By the end of this 8 years, this will be an absolute bargain steal, because the cap is going to continue to go up. I don't think people understand. The cap is going to be at a completely different number, way higher by the end of that eighth year. So basically, the contract breakdown, his signing bonus this year is $3 million. Well, sorry, next season when it kicks in, his signing bonuses will be $3 million, whereas his base salary is $2.5. Then it goes to $7 million with no signing bonuses. You can go on Twitter on CapFriendly and you can see all the numbers, how they're broken down. Starting in the 2024-25 season, he has a full no trade clause for 2 seasons, and then a full no move for the final. A no movement clause for the final 2 years. So there'll be some stipulations around that, with some signing bonuses as well. So I really like this contract for the Arizona Coyotes. I think it's going to be very good. Right now, you can say maybe it's a slight overpayment. I wouldn't say that, because just with the deals that have been going on, I think that it makes a lot of sense. But again, right away, there was already people on Twitter, and I already got a message regarding William Nylander. And, there's already people either defending the contract versus the Keller deal here. And again, this should be about Clayton Keller, one of the best, young forwards in the game. I think that he still has more to prove. But this is the thing, Nylander and Keller has more years attached to his contract, but Nylander's getting paid like $200,000 less. And of course, that's going to vary. If Nylander got 8 years, that number's a little bit higher. But because the years are different, that obviously has something to do with what Nylander got versus what Keller got. Because William Nylander has 2 60-point seasons under his belt, whereas Keller has 1. So it's like, okay, Nylander's already outscored him before, and again, I don't want this to be about Nylander because Keller's fantastic, but in only 54 games played this year, and what people are calling the most, the biggest tragedy in Leafs history, basically, people are really on Nylander's ass. He only had 27 points, which he wasn't good this year. But let's say he plays in all 82 and he's at the beginning of the season. He's not getting less than 50 points. So if we're looking at the contracts, again, this just proves the Nylander deal was good. And whatever, I don't want to talk about Nylander, but the fact that people are already tweeting me about Nylander is concerning. It's ridiculous. This is about Clayton Keller. I think that Arizona is going to be a very tough team to beat this year, and I'm not saying they're a contender, but Arizona is going to be competitive, and that's what you want to see in the NHL. More teams being more competitive, more games mean something. A lot more games where you're not just like, okay, well, this is a no-brainer, like Arizona's getting destroyed. No, like Arizona has a team that you're going to go out there and say, okay, this is going to be a fun game to watch. So Clayton Keller, 21 years old, like I said, having a bit of a dip in production from the 17-18 season to this season, this past season, the 18-19 season. But I predict that's going to go up. I think he'll return to the I almost said 50 goal, the 50-point range and up. And he's only 21. He's still growing into, you know, his body. Like, he's going to be probably a little bit stronger. He's not the biggest guy. He's 5'10", but he's fast. He plays the game the right way, and I can't wait to see what he does with his new contract. Obviously not this season, but it'll kick in next season, the following season. So a lot of confusion, a lot of stuff. Go to Cap Friendly if you want to see all how it's broken down. But I just wanted to give my thoughts, and of course, Leaf fans couldn't let me live for about 10 seconds and already brought up the Nylander contract, which both these deals are good. Keller and Nylander, two young stars, and I can't wait to see them compete and against each other. So if you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers. Congratulations to Clayton Keller. I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.